The Denver Nuggets had a 16-point lead, 14-point lead at half, and were not able to get the job done. The Denver Nuggets scored 38 points in the first quarter of today's game, and then they end up just scoring 36 points in the second half. And I have to tell you, I don't blame Jamal Murray one bit at all. The whole point of the second half was the Lakers said, you killed us in the first half. So what we're going to do is literally send 2-3 at you every single possession. And now Aaron Gordon, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jalen Pickett, Peyton Watson, y'all got to figure it out. And they didn't. They bricked everything down the stretch of the game and in the second half. And David Adelman, I think he's done a terrific job all year. I'd be curious to see what he absolutely had to say tonight. But that was a very bad coaching job, I think, in the second half from several different reasons. But we'll get into it. Y'all know what time it is. Swipa gang, let's get into it. Good game. The Denver Nuggets lose to the Lakers 115-107 in the game. They were up 16 points, and Jamal Murray was going absolutely haywire in the first half. He had 26 points and 7 assists in the first half. 26 points and 7 assists in the first half. And he was going crazy. So then what happened is the Lakers, very similarly last year to when the Nuggets were just built horribly, and they were able to play that zone versus Jokic where you load up in the paint all the time and you don't allow to make any entry passes. They lost this game today because when they went zone versus Denver and the Nuggets kept trying to do the same thing that was causing them to win in the first half, which was they were hunting Luka Doncic on every single play because Luka had a terrible defensive game. And so they were sending Murray at him. They were sending Gordon at him. They were sending anything, every one of their looks towards him. But the thing is, I'm watching this game. I'm like, all right, Murray's going crazy. He went crazy in the second quarter. He started going back and forth. He was getting all crazy jump shots off, step back threes, dribbling through the paint, step back three, coming from underneath the basket, step back three. And then he was getting into the mid-range. He was doing all kind of stuff, walking layup lines, everything. But JJ Redick said, well, there's nothing that they have on the court right now that we're truly worried about, given how they're playing offense. So then what he did is then he just said, cool, we're literally going to, if every time you try to switch out Luka, we're going to send help. Or even if it's not Luka, we're going to send help by rotating off of Peyton Watson and or other players. And so I'm sitting here watching this. And so the league got to 16 at one point in time inside of the third quarter. But then the lead slowly started evaporating. And so I'm sitting here like, all right, well, Adam, and this is an adjustable situation. What are you going to do about this? If they're sending this much help at Jamal Murray, well, then me personally, middleman, Aaron Gordon, he's the best passer you have because you don't have Jonas, you don't have Jokic, you don't have Cam. And then, all right, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jalen Pickett, you get on the wings. And we're going to space this out. Spencer Jones, spaced out in the corner. This is how you're going to do this. You could run that line, that baseline, Spencer Jones, but then put him in the middle, make the pass, or AG, you get to the rim. And what I would then do is whoever the biggest player is for the LA Lakers that's on the floor will bring him into the pick and roll. If you're going to trap Murray in the situation, bring your center out of the paint, which is what the same thing the Boston Celtics did when Mazzulla was tired of, he wanted to get the mismatch with Kata, so he then took Zeke Naji and Jerron Holmes on a double drag, brought them out of the paint because they knew the Nuggets were switching. And now you got Aaron Gordon or you got Zeke Naji and Jerron Holmes all playing past the free throw line. So that every time the ball went up, it was either a made shot or Kata got the offensive rebound. Simple as that for me. Simply bring the big out of the paint, have the short roll AG. Now the low man in this situation is going to be LeBron, it's going to be Luka, or it's going to be Rui. Okay, now AG, go make a decision on what you want to do. And then now on the wings, if you do send more help than you need, then you got Tim Hardaway Jr., you got Jalen Pickett. But for some reason, David Adelman got so stuck on switching and hunting that it was just kind of like, why? Like, why is this the focus? Why is all of the energy? Why is all the energy being devoted to what's happening right here with getting after Luka? I just think that's interesting. Like, I'm watching this game take place, and I'm just saying there are several things that you can do, I think, to adjust to this. But again, David Adelman, for whatever reason today, didn't make the decisions and I think the adjustment they needed to make. So that was the first part, right? And so, like, shout out to JJ Redick. You know, he did this last time. This is the same thing in the fourth quarter, y'all. The Nuggets went 6 minutes. They went 6 minutes of getting trapped and didn't score a point and still shot contested threes. And again, Peyton Watson had a very bad game today, especially in the second half. Very bad second half today. Peyton Watson was, in the second half, had 2 turnovers. He had a charge. In the third quarter, he had 0 of 3 from 3. He was a -12 in that quarter, -8 in the fourth quarter. You know, he did a great year, but that stretch wasn't good. I thought Aaron Gordon wasn't good today. I didn't love his decision making. He was a -10 in the fourth. He was a -9 in the third quarter. Like Jamal, you know, he was a -12 and a -9, but it's just like he only took 4 shots. He took 6 shots in the second half, and all of them were contested because, again, like they got to a point where they literally just said that anything and everything that we have to do to make sure he doesn't have the ball, and if you're going to keep Peyton at the top of the wing, well, then fine. The court is congested as it is, and Bruce played entirely too much today. I don't know what he was thinking. Bruce Brown was a -21 today. Why? I was truly perplexed. Maybe because of the defensive options and the switching. And I think in his brain, like, that was the best way to go. But just the way they were playing you, if you're struggling to score and you know you can outscore them, then why would you not just spread the floor out? Julian Strother's an option. Deron Holmes is an option. Jalen Pickett, keep playing him. A -21 in a game you lose by 8 points, and especially given the fact that he was 2 of 6 from the field and took 0 threes today because he can't create the three, but then also he's in the middle of the floor and not making middle of the floor shots. So there were several things. Spencer Jones was the only player in the positive plus minus. He had 16 and 5 today, 6 of 9 from the field and 4 of 7 from 3. He went 0 of 3 from 3 the rest of the game outside the first quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr., now this was like the first Tim Hardaway Jr. blank game. Tim Hardaway Jr. was 0 of 8 from 3 today, and he had some really good looks. He makes 2 wide open threes that he had today, then the game is different. But I think that was just the flow of the game. Like, I didn't like the fact that Adelman saw what was happening and then just allowed for Murray to get blitzed, like, handily. And then said, all right, well, we're going to put Peyton Watson and Bruce Brown on the floor. And then Peyton, you're like, this was not a great Peyton game. But then, like, why is Peyton, like, this is the other part, y'all. Okay, like the next thing you're looking for is you need an advantage creator and you need someone to take advantage of a 4-on-3. Okay, well, Peyton in the middle of the floor was good today. He was making mid-range shots. He actually was doing really good in the middle of the floor. So put him there. Why is Peyton? So if we're just understand from a court mapping standpoint, I don't have my mark. Actually, I do. We'll write this out for you. Hopefully this works. What I didn't understand was that the Nuggets were allowing for Jamal to get trapped high. But then what was happening is they weren't putting people in the middle of the floor, I think, to take advantage of the 4-on-3 and attack, like go attack off the 4-on-3. Force them to get out of the trap in the double. Because if the Nuggets are sitting in a situation, so I'm trying to find my marker so I can write this out for y'all. If the Nuggets are sitting in a situation, y'all, where the team that they're playing against only believes you have one option that's going to try to take advantage of you offensively, then why would you just again, why would you allow for them to do that? Like, that's a football. The same thing with football, NFL adjustment. Like, hey, you're doubling Calvin Johnson. So what do we do weak side off Calvin Johnson? Oh, okay. Well, overextend your coverage. If you're running cover 3 or cover 4, okay, go ahead and overextend it. I'm gonna run it like if I'm running Calvin on an under or on an over route, I'm running a post right behind him, weak side from the wide receiver too. Because if your safety's gonna cheat that far over, I'm like, we're doing a fake corner post and we're running right behind that. That's crazy to me. Like, so today, I'm gonna write this out. We haven't done this in all year, y'all. But this is why this is worth. Adam's a great coach, y'all. Let's not do that. This was just a bad game from a coaching standpoint. I don't think anybody should be like tripping out about what happened today. But I just want to write this out so what you can see. And again, no Jokic. I think if Jokic, even just Jokic, they win this game today because you wouldn't be able to run that same coverage with them playing Murray this way. And you wouldn't be able to guard Jokic with Murray playing this way and Tim Hardaway on the floor. So everything that could have went right because no foul means no big to take advantage of the short roll and to take advantage of the sides advantage. And then no Cam Johnson, no other ball handler, no other three-point shooter, no other creator. So all that happened. All that had to happen today. So if we're laying out the floor, right? And so this is Jamal Murray at the top of the key. Jamal is all the way at the top of the key. So then they would have Watson, Jones, and then let's say it's like Bruce and Gordon. They were running Peyton Watson, Jamal Murray, Spencer Jones, Gordon, and then Bruce Brown. And so I'm sitting here like, okay, so the Lakers then, they would just basically like overload with the help. And if Jamal Murray got to switch out onto Luka, they would then double here. And then they would have a defender sitting between Bruce and Gordon and a defender playing in between Jones and Watson. I know, I'm sorry, y'all. My handwriting is bad. I'm trying to make it work, y'all. I apologize. So they would have Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, Bruce, Gordon, Jones, but then they would double Murray, and then they would just have Bruce Brown sitting in the middle of the floor, not being able to take advantage of any of this. With a bigger player, like this is a center. Again, because they didn't bring the center up, they did not bring the center up into the pick and roll at all. This is a 6'10" center. This is a 6'10" Jackson Hayes that's sitting at the rim. And Bruce is 6'3". So who is he taking advantage of on the short roll? So then now Jamal Murray then passes the ball to Peyton Watson, and Peyton Watson today is not beating his man at all off the dribble. So then now you're wasting time. So they would waste time finding Luka Doncic on the switch. They would then waste time with Jamal Murray getting doubled. And then they waste more time with Peyton Watson on an island and not having a good day offensively from the perimeter. So what I'm saying is, like, you would waste 16 seconds of the shot clock. 16 seconds of the shot clock in order to get Peyton Watson a ball on an ISO, multiple possessions. Oh, and then what will happen? Let's talk about this part. So then Jalen Pickett, who you go rewatch this game in the third quarter, y'all. I want y'all to rewatch this game in the third quarter, and you can see Jalen Pickett. Jalen Pickett had an awful stretch in this game. Awful stretch. Now, I don't want to blame Jalen for what happened today because it's not all his fault. Second, 30-year player. He's trying to make his way in the league. He's had a really good stretch of basketball since Jokic has gone out. So I'm just, not his fault. But then again, you get the same look. Hey, we're playing right here. Jamal Murray's bringing the ball up. Hey, so Jamal, we're going to trap you. So then now you got Jalen Pickett in the middle. Once again, Peyton Watson. And then now is Zeke Naji and Bruce. So now Pickett's in the middle. But Pickett is 6'2". Pickett is 6'2" with a short roll, and he missed every single shot out of this position, every one of them. And again, that's variance. Like that stuff is going to happen. But again, it's obviously not working today, Adelman. So what I would have done, especially in the fourth quarter, when it's a 2-point game, you're up to it 96-94, or it was like a 4-point lead for the Lakers at one point. First of all, stop hunting out the switch. Just if Marcus Smart wants to guard Jamal Murray, then let it. Jamal Murray has gone against Marcus Smart for years. Just let it happen. So now Jamal Murray is at the top of the key. He's on the floor past the half-court line. So then what you then do for me, put Tim Hardaway Jr. out there up top. Let's put Jalen Pickett over here, and let's put AG here. And then now, weak side, Peyton Watson. Oh, by the way, why Peyton Watson? Because Peyton Watson is one of the best corner three-point shooters in the league. So if you can play advantages, then play advantages. So now we're sitting here in the fourth quarter. Instead of just doing, hey, hopefully, Peyton, you can beat this isolation, or Jamal Murray, just keep hunting Luka. Jamal Murray, top of the key. Tim Hardaway Jr. over there. Because this is the problem. Because now, if you want to trap Jamal, cool. We're running double drag. Whoever Luka is guarding, I'm automatically going to put them in the action, and I want Luka up here, and I want whoever the shooter. I want the shooter right next to Jamal, because if you play too far into the pick and roll and you double Jamal, I want there to be a topside shooter that immediately the first thing that I can do an outlet is I can hit Tim Hardaway Jr. right here. And then if not, I can hit Aaron Gordon, because he's a 6'8" great athlete who can shoot the midi and get to the rim. Then what happens is if you overplay AG, now AG has passes to Peyton Watson in the corner, who's a great three-point shooter, or Jalen Pickett in the corner. Or even after that, if you then do a skip pass to Watson in the corner or whatever because they're overplaying, well, then now you can actually use Watson's athletic ability to drive to the paint. Oh, and then there's Aaron Gordon there to help him. Like, there's so many different things I felt like they could have did today to deal with the fact that for an entire second half, they doubled Jamal, and the Nuggets couldn't do anything about it. And again, for an entire second half, the Nuggets, again, they scored 38 points in the first quarter and 36 points in the second half, all because they just couldn't figure out basic coverages. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand the mentality of why you played that way today. It just didn't make sense. Because, I mean, you can run a flex offense if you need to. Like, just that requires movement and rotation. I mean, the idea today that they were just they felt like they were stuck. And it's like, hey, well, if Jamal, you can't do it, then that means like, hey, we got to hope that Peyton Watson and everything can beat you backside and weak side. Because, again, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that happened multiple times in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter where the offense was stalling. But it was like the same thing over and over again. I didn't love AG's game today either. So, like, I'm not going to excoriate him because obviously, he's coming back from an injury and, he's not 100%. So he's trying like his best to just get in game shape and get his athleticism and bouncing stuff back. So, and he had a great alley-oop today too. So, like, I'm not going to say anything about that. Like, it is what it is. But I just don't understand that, especially if they're running man-to-man, then run the horn. Like, run the horn then. They did it in the first half, and it was working. So then now, Murray, put him at the nail. Whatever you want to do, put Jalen Pickett there. Hey, now JP's in the game. Now, Jalen Pickett, you can do an entry pass to Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon. And what they always do is when they run these plays, Jalen Pickett throws the ball to Murray. They then go, and then they'll run They'll run a pin down. Tom Pratt said I'm a street talking cheerleader. Tom, I really be chilling in the super chat, but Tom, I'm a street talking cheerleader. What makes me street talking exactly? Black, being black? Is that what it is, Tom? Ain't that kind of a crazy comment? Like, that's nuts. So he said my fans are ignorant. I'm a street talking cheerleader. What makes me a street talker? Being black? Like, that's crazy. Like, what do you mean? Like, we're having great discussions. We're talking about game plan stuff. We're literally writing. Street talking. Street talking. We're designing a horn set, and what I'm trying to understand, they do this all the time. So JP goes set the screen for Jamal. Jamal, you run the hump. They double that. Easy. Hey. My writing is horrible right now, so I apologize. It is. It's horrible. Hey, little basic stuff. Hey, run the horn set. Jalen Pickett, set a screen for Jamal. Jamal, if Jamal runs this hump and they double Jamal runs the hump, they double Jamal, well, guess what you do backside? You bring Tim Hardaway Jr. up the floor with you, and then now what you can do off of that is say, hey, so if they double Jamal Murray off of Jalen Pickett, then what's Jalen Pickett doing? Or if Aaron Gordon man is behind him and he's over helping, now AG, you can slash to the rim. So really simple concept. Very simple concept. So literally, handwriting's terrible. Whatever. Run the horn set. Jamal, you go around, they double you. Tim Hardaway Jr., you come up, you're release valve, or AG's to release valve, or Pickett's to release valve. And if I'm doing it, I'm taking Pickett, and I'm running Pickett all the way through. So that means it's a double team with Jamal. Tim Hardaway, you come up there, and then I'm passing it to Tim. And then now you have an opportunity for Tim to shoot, drive, or Tim get the ball, AG drives and cuts. It's just I just don't understand. Like, why is this so perplexing? Like, I'm not like I and again, y'all, I have no complaints for Jamal. Jamal was going ham, and then they started doubling and trapping like crazy. That's just nuts. Like, in Watson didn't have a great game today. But goodness gracious, brother. I was just watching this. Like, matter of fact, let me check the comments, see if Matt. Let me see. Let me check with Matt. Let me check with Ryan. See if anybody got anything. Any quotes coming out of today. Yeah, Matt Moore, some good adjustments by the Lakers and bad counters by the Nuggets in that quarter, aggressive traps in weak side matchup zone. I agree. David Adamman said today, I think we wore down and I played 8, so that's on me if it happens. Crazy. Anyway, y'all, it is what it is, man. It happens. Not mad at Adam. Adam was having a coach of the year type of year this year. But that's just, last year they didn't have the personnel. And like today, they didn't have the personnel per se to be able to counter it, maybe super well as you would want it to. I still think they could have done it. I guess for me, man, I'm just sitting here like, Jokic Cam Johnson, Valanciunas, and Christian obviously make that. That's gonna make that impossible to run versus them, because you're not going to be able to trap Murray or trap Jokic, and then you have shooters all over the floor, and then now it's just like cutting. But I think the issue is that like they fundamentally ran into a hole today they couldn't dig themselves out of, fundamentally, or at least felt like they couldn't dig themselves out of, and they had 8-man rotation. Again, this is also the thing with Adam, and I'm like, he's like, you have to run a deeper rotation, but he only ran an 8-man rotation today, and I'm like, why? You need size. And the other issue that they're running into is rebounding. Their offensive rebounding has been horrible. Like horrific. And they've been giving up. And they won the 3-point battle today. The Nuggets shot better they made more threes today. The Lakers, of course, made more free throws today, because of course they did. The Lakers had more turnovers today. But they had 51 rebounds. The Nuggets had 31. That's like the Nuggets are like the best. I think they're the best rebounding team in the league to start the year off. So, it's just Jokic. Hopefully, Lord willing, he'll come back very soon. Beast 46 $5 super chat. Got to put this on the Adelman today. Yeah, we missed shots, but they didn't adjust to the Lakers D. They did a good job containing Jamal in the second half. Beast 46, I completely agree. Completely agree. I feel like they're gonna play this a lot better, y'all. But y'all know what time it is, man. I really appreciate y'all. I almost never bring this. I never bring the board out for post games just because that takes too long. But I should probably start doing it more, because that'd probably be helpful with some stuff. But the problem is I can't write. So that's the only part. But y'all know what time it is. Swipa gang. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Y'all my folk. See you on the other side.